あ。You wake up to darkness. Your body feels stiff and heavy. You cannot move. Something feels wrong. Very, very wrong. Go back to sleep. You really don't wanna deal with this right now. Your exhaustion wins you over as you drift back to sleep. And sleep you did. For a very, very long time. Oh. Ending 1. Failed pupation. Mayu. Open your eyes. You open your eyes. You see flecks of light in an ocean of red and nothing more. Go back to sleep. これ多分またさっきのエンディングになっちゃうんじゃない？ Move your hands. You start small, trying to move your fingers. As you twitch your fingers, you feel them come into contact with something. It's rigid, but thin and paper-like. It breaks with a sickening crack as you forcefully curl your fingers into a fist. You finally feel the air hitting your fingers. The cold morning air against your wet hands, making you shiver. It's only then that you realize that you couldn't breathe. You tried to inhale, but there's only water in your lungs. You panic. Struggle. You struggle with your whole body, trying to claw your way out. ダメか。You struggle. You keep struggling. 真夜中にいるってことなのかな？ There's nothing else to do but struggle. Thankfully, your struggles prove to be fruitful. You break free from the mysterious membranes. The air finally filling your lungs. Those first few breaths hurt like hell, but you're breathing and you're alive. You feel the cold morning air hit your wet body. It's cold. And as your eyes adjust the light, you see your hands underneath you. A mass of red with pieces of skin hanging onto them. You feel a shit rising into your throat. ぐわー、胃液がこみ上げてきた。You stumble out of bed clumsily, like a fawn running to stand for the first time, and you drag your body to the bathroom. 自宅なの？輪ゴム？ You puke into the sink. シンクのこれ排水口だね。Disoriented and disgusted, you close your eyes for a moment before you hear knocking from the bedroom door. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's your mom, waking you up as she usually does. カフカの変身みたいな感じなのかな。セーブしとこう。はい、どうぞ。Not wanting anyone to see you like this, you scramble towards the bathroom door, slamming shut it and locking it behind you. Oh good, you're awake then. Hurry and get your breakfast, okay? You hear her walking away from your room and you sigh in relief. You know you can't hide here forever, right? I don't know. I can, maybe. Look at the mirror. 見てみようか。Your curiosity gets the better of you. You approach the sink once more, this time eyes on the mirror. What looks back at you isn't at all how you remember yourself. You are taller than you remember. Pieces of your old skin cling onto you, barely covering the red underneath. Sharp edges and hardened fleshy masses is about all you can make out of it. It's like staring at an image that doesn't make anything but isn't quite abstract. You know, you have hands and eyes and something that looks like a mouth that you can open and close at will. But that's about all you can make out of it. Gross, could be worse. This is kinda cool. Okay, but not looking at yourself again, you can't help but think, this is kinda cool, actually. 思春期の子供にはたまらないんじゃない？ Maybe you've always had some association with the macabre, but you find yourself almost interested. Like sure, it's cool in a fucked up way, but still cool. Anyway, now that you're in the bathroom, what do you do? wallow in misery. Get help. Honestly, not much to do here. Maybe it's better if you just went out and asked for help. You knock on your room's door, gaining your family's attention. It's your mother, who gets up first and approaches the door. Hey, everything alright? You try your best to explain to her what had happened, hoping to prepare them for this. 警察呼ばれちゃうんじゃないの? Your hand is hovering by the door handle. You realize that no voice has left your mouth. You halt, instinctively touching your face, only to realize that your mouth can no longer vocalize like it used to. 声も変わっちゃった。Oh, come on now. What? You hear the door open. You slam me back shut with all the force in your body, but it's too late. What? あ、親バレした。What the hell is that? What happened? Oh no, 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 no. Oh God, what did I do to deserve this? What's happening? No, no, our child. あ、自分の子供だっていう認識がある。A monster, no. Among the sobbing noises, you hear your dad rising from his sheet and coming closer. He tries the doorknob once and then twice. You do your best to keep it shut. Hey, open up. Open the door before I... Can the thing even understand us? Ouch, being called a thing by your only little sister kinda hurt actually. Open up before I knock this door down. You hear him walk away before running back and slamming the door, trying to get it open. What? You do your best to keep the door closed, but he slams his way in anyway. No privacy だ. It's hard to tell whether it's the fear or the aftershock of impact that leaves your head ringing. That thing, that's not my son. This, what the hell is this? You stumble backwards, trying to scamper away, but he grabs you anyway. You, what did you do to my son? あ、そうか。子供と認識はしてないのか。You struggle against his grab. What did you do to him? Perhaps it's a panic, perhaps it's a fear. あれ You fucking balmy you. But your newborn hands barely scratch the surface of his skin. I'll kill you. Is this my brother? Macy. これは妹。姉かもしれないけど。Surprised at your sister's words, his hands faltered and you free yourself from his grasp. Oh, you take this chance to scamper away and hide under the bed. What do you mean? This is his skin? There's no blood or anything though, so is that... You watch as the piece of skin on your bed. 皮膚がずるむけたってこと? You hear the rustling sound as he takes the last remnants of a human with a sorrow in his eyes and drags himself out of the room. No, my son, my poor son. What happened to him? My son, he's gone. He's really gone. So that really is. She closed the door behind her before she muffled cries that beyond the door. Ah. え? 逃げられたと思ってんのこれで。Cool. You carefully inch closer to the door, hoping to eavesdrop on the conversation. But all you can hear is just the incoherent cries. And then finally quiet. You hear quiet rustling here and there, enthusiastic clinks of silverware, followed by some awkward mumbling. And then a series of footsteps coming closer and closer. なんかさ、シルバーの食器ってやけにこう英語圏で貴重なものとしていろんな作品に出てくるけど、何なんだろうね、銀食器ってそんなに値打ちのあるものなんだろうか。日本でいうところの漆塗りみたいな、そういう伝統的な価値があるのかな。 なんかマリー・アントワネット、いや違うな。なんか、ヨーロッパの貴族が毒を盛られた時の毒検知用に銀の食器で対応してたっていう話をなんか授業で習った気がするな。毒があると銀色の皿が変色するとかなんとか。そういうわけで価値があるのかな。You quickly move away from the door, preparing for the worst. But instead, a hand holding a plate of food appears. 夢の引きこもり生活だ。Hey, I'm guessing you wouldn't want to eat with us after all that. So I guess I just leave this here. 引きこもり生活の始まりだ。こういうふうに親が甘やかすから引きこもりが増えるんだよね。I was trailed off awkwardly as she closed the door behind her. 自分一回引きこもろうとしたけど、餓死しそうになったからな、実家で。引きこもれなかった。You hear quiet shuffling and mumbling from outside the door. The air heavy with tension. It's not long until you hear the rattle and click of the front door. While that you can finally breathe a sigh of relief. わあ、選択肢多いな。Now that you are home alone, what do you do? どうしようかな。いや、でもね、引きこもりもいいんだけど、家族と同居の引きこもりきついよね。キッチン行くときとかさ、トイレ行くときとかさ、家族と顔合わせないかビクビクしちゃうもんね。で、外出するときもさ、昼間で歩くとさ、子供、小学生とか保育園の子供に警戒されて、なんか不審者として連絡が回っちゃうから、いや、これは本当にそういう場合があって、男性の場合は不審者扱いされるから、昼間出歩いてると、きちんとした身なりしてないと、スーツ姿とかならいいだろうけど、T シャツで髪の毛ボサボサでってなると、不審人物扱いされちゃうから、外も出歩けない、早朝と深夜しか出歩けないってなっちゃって。いや、きついよね、引きこもりはね。チェックフォーインジュリー。働いてると引きこもりになりたくなるけど、引きこもりをしてると働きたくなってくるんだよね。将来が不安だしね。Check for injuries. Examine the food. Do some work? I guess. Leave the room. Sleep below. 食べ物だね、一番大事なのは。You examine the plate of food your sister left behind. Toast with butter and sugar, some fruits, a serving of yogurt and honey. すごい。However, you find that the taste isn't quite like you have expected. It all tastes so bland. The yogurt is nice though, at least. However, you still find it difficult to eat, but you force it down your gullet anyway. Maybe your appetite's just been ruined after all that's happening this morning. Now that you're home alone, what do you do? 全部選べるのかな ?You check yourself for any injuries. Unsurprisingly, your body contains no bruises. 無傷 That doesn't mean being shoved around like that didn't hurt so. Looking at your seemingly chitinous skin, you wonder if you can get injured at all. Not that you like to find out, of course. どんな姿なんだ Now that, はい。Do some work, I guess. Are you serious? Work? Right now? Well, you still need to turn in your research paper, I guess. まだ学生なのかな But is there a point to doing this when you are probably not even human anymore? Can you even still attend college like this? 高校生なの Now that you are home alone. 宿題しなくていいんだ。Well, there's not much else to do in this room. It doesn't seem like your family is particularly excited to be around you while you look like this. So if you want to leave your room, this is your chance, I guess. Thankfully, your sister has been kind enough to leave the door unlocked. 外側から 鍵かけるタイプなんだね。You step out of your room. This morning's event still lingering in your mind. After all that, this place no longer feels like home. Where do you go from here? すごい。選択肢が多い。どこ行こうかな。シスターズルームはちょっとプライバシーがあるから。マスターベッドルームって何？ダイニングエリア。食べ物が必要だ。水分が必要だ。水がないと人は3日しか生きられない。The dishes are mostly untouched. No one will be enthusiastic about breakfast after all that. It's then that you notice that the rest of your family have always had a sweet breakfast. ホットケーキとかね。You yourself always prefer the more savory kind with eggs and bacon and hash browns. ハッシュブラウン。なんか、ラスクみたいなやつかな確か。Have you always been that different from them? That's really not much else to see here, and you really don't feel like cleaning up after the rest of your family. リビングルーム。もうみんな仕事に行ったり学校に行ったりしてるんじゃないの？ You walk past at the kitchen and to the series of couches next to it. あ、誰かいる。On the sofa, you see the piece of molted skin left behind. あー、抜け殻。自分の抜け殻だ。Examining closely, it really looks at you. Well, it looks like you before all this happened at least. It's a little disturbing, like seeing yourself in a broken mirror, except you can feel the texture of skin and all that. Its face is peaceful, for the most part, if you ignore its torn pieces. I better get rid of it. I want to go back to her. あー、中に戻れるのかな？ちょっと置いとこうか。You don't particularly feel anything looking at the dead piece of skin, while you understand why others might cling to your old self. You think it's maddening that they hold on to a dead motor rather than... ちょっと音楽うるさいな。I don't understand you who are here now. Well, it's what it is, I guess. You'll find a way to live, whether you are human or not. Likewise, your family will need to learn to live with this too. You leave the molted skin where it was. They can grieve all they want, but they need to accept that you've changed. Either that, or you will make yourself a place that will. まあ、抜け殻はちょっと後でどうにかしないとな。メルカリで売ったら高く売れんじゃないの？抜け殻。マスターベッドルーム。何でも売ってるんだ、メルカリは。甲子園の土とかも売ってるからね。You decide to go into the master bedroom. It's neat, unlike your own disheveled room. On one of shelves is a family photo during your high school graduation. 高校を卒業したの？ Looking back at it makes you feel uncomfortable. To think they'll turn on your back like that so quickly when they lovingly hugged you like that just a few years before. You understand, of course, that you are no longer the same child they loved and cared for. You can't help wonder if that was just a lie, but it's undeniable that those years was some of the happiest in your life. You look at the framed picture in your hand and contemplate taking it. 主人公は高校卒業してでも大学には行ってないし、でも宿題はあるんでしょ？どういうことなの？あ、働いてるってことか、高校出て。そういうことなのかな。Are you afraid of forgetting yourself? Forgetting that you were once human? Do you take the framed picture? いや別に。I don't even want to look at it. Looking at the picture only reminds you of how your family treated you this morning. How easily you believed their fickle affections. You almost laugh at your past naive. You easily smash the frame picture with your chitinaos hands. ぶっ壊した。The sharp pieces of glass and wood tearing the family within. You leave the pictures where they are, scattered all over. After all, your armored skin won't be hurt by it. かっこいい。シスターズルーム行くか。Your sister was the only one really kind enough to bring you breakfast. You wonder how long that would last. Will she run out of patience? Was it just an impulsive moment of charity? It's hard to tell how fickle her affection is, but you are still grateful for her help. You enter her room and look around for a little bit. It's tidy. いいそう。She's always been organized, prim and proper, straight a kid through and through. 潔癖症なのかな You find a small stack of sticky notes on her desk. Do you want to write her a note? What for? Sure, I guess. サンキューノートを書いといた方がいいんじゃないの Even if it was a matter of convenience, so she doesn't need to see you. You still appreciate her bringing you some food, even your parents won't. 自分で取りに行かないとね、自分の食べ物くらい。持ってきてもらうっていうのは方が間違ってると思うけどね。You can write a thank you note, I guess. 他人に依存しないようにしないとね。他人に依存するその分、相手が期待に応えてくれなかったら不満が出てくるでしょ。期待に応えてくれないことの方が多いわけだからさ、いや人によるんだろうけど。お金持ちとかはまた別なんだろうけど。ただ独立して、やれる範囲が大きい方、自分でコントロールできる範囲が大きい方が、おそらく充実感が大きくなると思うんだけど。You struggle with the pen used to the hard surface of your skin. The cruel fingerprints don't help either. Still, you manage to write out a pathetic little thank and stitching drawing. まだ手がさ、うまく操れないんだ。変身したばっかりだから、手先がうまく動かないんだ。With nothing else to do, you walk back outside. デビルマンになっちゃったのかな。デビルマンに。Where do you go from here? Go back inside. You feel uncomfortable going out and about you like this for too long and not knowing when any of them are going to come home. So quietly you sink back to your room to rest. You bring back the framed picture and place it by your bed. 待って、フレームドピクチャーぶっ壊したはずだがな。Feeling only slightly guilty for swiping it. You cannot help but look at it once again, the feeling of longing returning to you the longer you stare. Either way, you lie on your bed, curled like a fetus. Exhaustion takes you as you drift into sleep. You are woken up from your nap with several knocks on the door. 誰だ Groggily, albeit cautiously, you approach the door, opening a small slit. 誰 Your sister peeks through. Did you write that note? メイシーが呪いをかけたんじゃないの主人公に。2部屋使いたいからって。You nod slowly. You move away from the door, giving her some space. She reaches for your partially eaten dishes, probably thinking of cleaning it up. ご飯運んできてくれた。And then she peeks in again, staring at you for a few moments, unspeaking. It's hard to tell what she was thinking. You wait nervously for her to do something. So, you do understand us still? Well, that makes sense, and at least you can still understand me when I talk. But no speaking. You shake your head. 喋れないんだよ。awkwardly pointing at your mouth, opening and closing it a few times. Sure, 覚えないと。Well, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. これ妹か。学校行ってたのかな制服着てるからね。She walks into the room with a little more confidence now. 高校生なんじゃないの I guess I'm a bit relieved that we can communicate at least. Well, kinda. Do you remember anything? You not once, briefly wondering if it would be better if you didn't. So, do you remember me? Shake, not. Not がうなずく。Shake が首を横に振る。You nod your head slightly. Okay. So you are really my brother, right? You nod once again. Is she suspicious of you? Well, granted, you look nothing like you used to, but still. So anyway, I did ask if you could help me with my homework yesterday. You still can help with that, right? 宿題手伝ってほしいから食料を運んできてくれたのか。そういう打算があったんだな。Not your head. Huh? Did she ask that? いいでしょう。I mean, why not? It's just reading through her essay, right? She squints her eyes, scrutinizing you. She quickly leaves the room as if escaping from a beast. Did you say the wrong thing? Now that she's out of the room, you are once again left to your own devices. なんだろうね。You hear the clattering of dishes outside. It seems that your sister is doing the dishes. Usually, you'll help her make dinner before your parents got home. But should you? いや、あんま刺激しない方がいいんじゃないかな。I don't think it's quite okay for you to go out and about just yet. Wouldn't she be uncomfortable with you going out and about like this? You decide against going out and helping her out. Maybe once, or rather if they get used to seeing you like this. Instead, you choose to stay in the room. まあその方がいいだろうね。時間を置かないと。You wait around in your room with not much to do. Thankfully, it isn't long before you hear the front door opening, followed by two pairs of footsteps. 二人の人物がやってきた。Incoherent, mumbling filled the halls outside, as does the clinking of silverware. You wonder if they'll be okay with you eating with them. Yeah, どうかな。一緒に食べるのまだ時期尚早なんじゃないかな。Probably not. Not after this morning's reaction. Either way, you wait in your room for anything to happen. Some sort of clarity, I hope, on where to go from here. You press your ear to the door, listening in on them in the dining room. そうか、手先が使えないからパソコンで通信することとかもできないんだろうね。パソコンがそもそもある時代なのかどうかもわからないけど。I hope it's not too scary being home alone with that thing. You did keep the door locked, yes? It's fine, nothing happened. Is that really my brother though? It's not your brother. No, of course not. Yeah, we don't even know if he can understand us or not. It really doesn't feel like him anymore. Is there no way to bring him back? Like maybe if we go see the doctor or just stop. But like, what if we just remind him that he was human? The thing was never human in the first place. But that, just stop. 両親は懐疑的だな。They eat their dinner quietly, not another word being muttered. It's followed by the sound of door closing, and then too, you feel even more isolated this morning. You start to wonder if maybe you should have reached out to your sister or something. 電話もないの。You quietly eat your meal, hoping that nothing else will happen. However, you once again feel footsteps approach, heavier this time. エクソシストかな？来るのかな、エクソシスト。Waiting for a moment and hearing nothing, you creep closer. Curious, you open the door to look. It's your dad. He steps back in surprise, and you close your door in his face in equal surprise. Talk about jump scare. Well, admittedly that was a bit rude, but you're not exactly in the mood to talk to him. でも自分の部屋に父親入ってきたら嫌だよね。急に。 親が部屋に急に入ってくると絶対にいいことは起きないからね。Besides, he can knock if he wants. ただ最近の一人っ子の人が多いから、最近の人は親と仲良く出歩いてたりする姿も結構見たりしますよね、街中で。そういう人たちは別にいいんだろうけど、家でも仲良くしてるのかな。まあ知らんけど。Besides, he can knock if he wants to talk. But nothing happened. How do you feel about this? What cowardly father. He doesn't even have the guts to face you. いや、それはでも自分もそうでしょ。Is it disgust? Is it guilt? Or something else? Either way, it pisses you off. You plant your face on the bed, waiting for the day to pass. 引きこもり生活2日目。You once again settle in your bed, reflecting on the things that happened today. You woke up a monster this morning, tearing your way out of your own skin. You don't hate this as much as you thought, honestly, but it's still one hell of a thing to wake you up. Of course, your family does not react kindly to this change. Perhaps you've seen this coming, or perhaps not. Either way, you can't help but feel different bitterness building up. It's not like you asked for any of this. If anything, you probably wanted their help, but they've shown themselves to be cruel, and you can't help but feel anger. Was the affection all this time just a lie? You still in these emotions as you stare at the ceiling above you. まあね、見た目は重要だからね。But no sooner than you start, you let sleep overtake you. 見た目が変わると人の印象も変わるんだよね。いかに同じ人物だといえども。You wake to the sounds of knocking. そこはでも許容してあげなければいけないと思うけど。You wake up to see a dad open the door and pushing your sister inside with a bunch of things. Breakfast. She hands you your breakfast. And I guess I'll leave this here too, I guess. Dad wanted you to have it. She places a bunch of books and photo albums on your beside. お、差し入れだ。本持ってきてくれた。She leaves as quickly as she enters, leaving you with all these items. Well, what do you want to do? Eat, I guess. まあ最初にちょっと品を確認しようか。何を差し入れてくれたんだろう。修羅のもんかな。Curious, your eyes head towards the various items your sister placed in your room. A photo album and some of your childhood favorite books. 絵本か。絵本じゃちょっとな。Before 絵本なんか好きな大人の人いますね。読み聞かせみたいな。その心境はよくわかんないけど。Before even you manage to grab one of these, you hear the click of your bedroom door being locked. 絵本コレクションみたいなね、する人いるけど、飛び出す絵本とか面白いと思うけどな、さすがにちょっと子供向けの絵本は今読めないな。Okay, that sucks, but oh well. You briefly hear incoherent mumblings, but your full attention still lies in these items left behind. You hear an argument between your sister and your dad, followed by the slam of what you can only assume is the front door. You aren't even surprised anymore. Anyway, now that they are all out of the house, you have the opportunity to look at the items. Books. You look at the books they left you. Funny. Most are children's books you haven't touched in ages. Looking at it gives you a small blast from the past. Looking back, there was a point where you stopped sharing your life with your family.It's no surprise that they only have stuff from when you were still a little kid. You wonder when this started happening. It's also quite telling of how they see you. まあでもそれは自然なことじゃないのかな。自然に家族とは独立してやっていくことになるんだからさ、それを懐かしがっても仕方ないと思うけどね。As no more than a little kid still ってそれが健全だと思うし。Did your dad think this is all you're into? You go through the books anyway, reading through them quick, and you realize While they are good books, they don't bring you the same joys as when you were a child. そうだよね。そうなんだよ。It's obvious to see that you've outgrown them. 大人になっちゃうと、もう目が肥えてきて、簡単には感動しなくなっちゃうんだよね。Either way, they do provide a little entertainment while you are locked up in here for the day. You gladly look over the books. They still bring you a measure of joy. 何の絵本だったんだろう。But you can't help but you saw that they only here in your hands cause your dad wants you to return to how you were. あ、そういうことか。気持ち悪い。You almost think that you might appreciate them, or if not for the pressure to return to how you were, to a time when you were, normal, a good and normal kid. そういうの気持ち悪いね。昔はもっと真面目な子だったのにみたいな。そういう親の押し付け。If only things still were still that easy. Children's books can only distract you for so long. You set them aside once you are done looking through them. Now what? What do you want to look at? フォトアルバム。It's a childhood photo album containing photos of when you were a baby up till your graduation a few years ago. It also has photos of your little sister as well as your parents. おー、夕日、指輪。よくわからん。あ、これが赤ちゃんだね。生まれた時。主人公、妹。You let your curiosity overtake you as you browse through the photos. Baby photos, photos of you making your sister cry, and a bunch of other things from your childhood. There's a photo of your sister crying after you threw plastic bags at her, and another when you got into a scuffle and ruined her haircut. ひどいな。You remember getting scolded the hell a lot after both of these events. There are school photos with your classmates from your and your sister's yearbooks. You barely remember them, save for a few. They largely left your life now. And also, you remember being close to them in your childhood. You can't help but wonder. Were you only friends cause you were stuck together all day? You quickly lose contact with them finishing school. And honestly, you don't really care enough to reach out to them again. Can't help but wonder how they are though. What are the chances that anyone aside from you turned out to be a monster too? It can't just be you, right? Done looking, you set aside the album. Now what? もう、あれか。もう同級生との連絡全く取ってないんだね。そういう人の方が多いと思うけどね。You are done looking. You vaguely understand that he's doing this because he's hoping for you to turn back human or whatever. But you already know the futility of it. You look at the items feeling only that vague feeling that there were important moments to you before. But now, they're nothing more but cute little piles to trash. Ah well, you hope they'll take it back later. If anything, you pity him for trying so hard for something impossible. While some parts of it long to go back to how things were, that's just not possible. You set them items aside. やめてくれよ。Locked in your with not much else to do. You simply idle about in your room. Sure, you have plenty of unfinished businesses, but none of that really matters now, does it? With no one to talk to, nothing to do, and nowhere else to go. It isn't so wild to think about running away, right? Still, you take one last cursory look around the room. 刺激がないと認知症になっちゃうんだね。With nothing left for you, you look for the window. You open the windows by your bed. The fenced backyard barely merging into the woods just beyond. The freshness of the air beckoning you to leave your little gilded cage. You take a tentative step out, your feet touching the ground outside with a generous thud. 空が赤いな。The fence is a bit high to climb, but it isn't difficult for you crows to dig into them. すごい。You tumble outside clumsily for a second, worried that someone's seen you. But the rushness of the forest and the feel of the fresh air on your skin washes away your worries. The grass and the ground and the crunching of leaves all feel so good. Adrenaline rushes in your blood, the twigs and the wind bouncing off your hardened skin. When was the last time you felt this free? Your clothes, your armored skin, and your heart all longed to be out here. わ、赤くなった。You take your time in the forest and watch the darkness settles as the sun sinks back into the horizon. このまま野生化するのかな。But as the darkness hits, fear starts to seep in. 夜になったのね。The forest is wild and unfamiliar. You know no one and nothing out here. And despite the longing, you do not know if you can call it home. You look back at the fenced building, the familiar little cage. It is then that you realize you have nowhere to go back home. あら、行き場がないんだね。You carefully climbed the backyard fencing and was hoping to creep back inside and notice. でもまだネットカフェがあるよね。ネットカフェがまだあるから大丈夫。ナイトパックで泊まれるから。But of course things are never that easy. What do you think you're doing, you crazy monster? Oh shit, what if the neighbors saw him? You're gonna get evicted for sure. だからね、世間体のことなんだよ。親が気にしてるのは。Do you realize what you just did? Are you insane? Going out like that? See what I told you. You can reason with this thing. It was useless after all. You stupid piece of shit. You're not leaving this place, you parasite. Do you even realize what you just did? Don't you realize that we're protecting you by letting you stay here? Why can't you just be grateful? きついなこれ。I shouldn't even be surprised. You're not better than an animal after all. Your dad rushes past, tools in hand. Seems like they are determined to keep you in no matter what. You wince with each hit of the hammer behind you as he bored up the window. あ、そうか。隣の人たちに姿を見られないように窓塞いでんのかな。What do you think will happen? あ、違う違う。さっき窓から逃げ出したから、もう塞がれちゃってるってことなのかな。What do you think will happen if someone saw you? They'll call the cops, you know. And what do you think they'll do to a disgusting monster like you? They'll get rid of the monster like you, that's what. And you know what? Maybe you deserve it. It's done. Get inside. And this time, stay inside forever. You hear the click of the door, followed by its locks. In the darkness, you can barely see anything, not even your hands. 真っ暗だ。You open barely see the crack of light from under the door. You hear the front door open. It must be Macy. You stick your ear to the wall, listening in. I can't find him. Don't worry about that. That thing came back on its own and it sure won't be getting out anytime soon. Maybe it would have been better if it doesn't come back here. Let it be someone else's problem. She's right. It didn't help after all. And we can't afford to lose this house. I told you. I told you. It was a lost cause. He's gone. もう死んだものとみなされた。もうね、腫れ物に触るような感じになっちゃったね。このパターンだよね。Silence envelopes the house as a foreboding feeling sinks into you. Mourning for you when you are right here. They are written you off dead. They don't even consider you human, let alone family. This is no longer a place you can belong to. Anywhere else would be better than here. You shouldn't have come back. There was nothing left for you here. さっさと出て行った方がいいんだよね。こんなとこにいる方が、いるのは時間の無駄だよ。It was wrong to come back. You conclude. You need to leave. You need to get out of here. そうだよ。Even the wilderness would be the better place than this suffocating home. They boarded up your bedroom window, and while you can try to pry it open, there's no way they won't hear you do so. There's still the bathroom window, though. Sure, it's a little small, but it's your best bet. That must be my exit. You feel your way around this darkness, opening the bathroom door as softly as you can. You creep in, the faint moonlight from the bathroom window guiding you. The window is a little higher, but the toilet light below gives you the extra height you need to reach it. You contort yourself to try and fit into the window. The exoskeleton makes it difficult, and the gentle cracking noise alarms you. But you push through anyway. Whether it's your exoskeleton or the window that breaks doesn't matter to you. You already know that you won't leave this place uninjured. What's most important is that you get out of here alive. とにかく出るってことが大事なんだよ。You land with a thud, louder than you expect. You hear the door of your room opening. You run. You keep running. You run until you don't hear the screams anymore. Goodbye, my home. You look past your shoulder, the house becoming smaller and smaller with every step you take. And soon it disappears from your sight. You look back one last time, a pang of looking hits you, and yet, at the same time, relief. The place you called home is no more. But the world is so wild. You'll find a new one. You have to. 新しく作り始めなければ。エンディング4 Runaway 終わりかな。これがベストエンディングということにしておきましょう。